Good morning, students. I am Abhilash Kumar Thakre, PGT Computer Science KV number 1 Chinwada, and today we will learn the computer network part 1. Computer network is the common for both informatics practices under Unit 3 having 7 marks and in computer science under Unit 2 having 10 marks. In this presentation, we will try to cover the common part for both computer science and IP syllabus. So let us start. Network works everywhere. We can see the use of network in our daily life. Suppose we want to watch the cable TV, we have to subscribe any private DTH operator, or we can use any city cable network. In order to perform the transaction with ATM, we will follow the concept of networking through different banks. In order to send or receive the mails, we will use the services of email servers, which is based on networking. In order to perform the booking with any other site like railway website or airline websites, we can perform the booking using the network. In order to perform the communication with different gadgets like laptop, desktop, mobile, iPad, etc., we will use the concept of networking to perform the wired communication or wireless communication among them. So before starting the computer network, let us understand some terminology. Sender. It is a device which is used to send the messages or data. Receiver is a person who receives the data sent by the sender. Messages is the information that is transmitted from sender to receiver. Medium is the path which transfer the signal from sender to receiver. It may be in wired form or it may be in wireless form. Protocol, it is the set of rules that performs the communication in a network. So these rules must be followed by all the devices which are the part of computer network. Server is a computer which accept the request from the client and serve the request of client is a computer which make the request to the server. This request can be for any file or any services. Networking topology, it is the arrangement of computer in a network. Website, it is the collection of one home page and many web pages interlinked with it. Basically, the website belongs to any organization, institution, or any particular area. Next is web server. Web server is the repository for any website. Web browser, it is an application software at client side which is used to access the website or any other services provided by the internet. Now this is the definition of computer network. All the computers along with different network devices are considered as the part of computer network. All the devices which are the part of computer network must have autonomous in nature. It means they have some processing power, they may have storage, they may have display properties like that. And if all these interconnected devices are capable to transmit the information among them, they can be treated as the part of computer network. Some advantages can be categorized as follows. If we want to perform the communication, we can perform the communication with the help of email, video conferencing, instant messaging app, or any other app which is meant for communication. So communication is much faster than as previous before. If we want to share the hardware devices like printer, scanner, or if we want to provide the facilities of internet, we can use computer network. Suppose we want to provide the facilities of printer in a building having 10 computers. So instead of installing 10 printers, we can simply install the printer at server side, and we can share this printer among all the clients or computers which are available on a network. Next advantage is enable file sharing. The file which is the part of one computer can be shared with other computers in the network. So file can be shared, and we can also provide the right for sharing. It means read only file or the file with all accesses. Next is share software. Share software means providing the facilities of any software, application software, or operating software with operating programs remotely by the server. Some disadvantages also have computer network. Due to network traffic, the network goes down. So at this time, computer network doesn't show the robustness. Due to absence of firewall and antivirus devices, security issue may be occur. Due to the costly networking devices, the setup of computer network may be costly. Now coming to the types of network, different types of networks are available. So the types are personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. So personal area networks belongs to the particular person. The range for personal area network is 10 meter, and personal area network may or may not be wired. It can be wireless also. The devices which can be connected with the personal area networks are, it can be any laptop, desktop, printer, modem, any smartphones, headphones, like that. So we can connect all these devices and form the personal area network. The second type of network is local area network. The range for local area network is 1 kilometer. It can cover the entire building, schools, hospital, apartment, or any other specified places. So as per the devices used to form the local area network, the size of LAN, the speed of LAN may be varies from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps, and there is a chance to make the local area network as wired or wireless. Both type of devices are available to form the LAN. So in picture it is depicted that one centralized computer is there, and it is controlling all the computers which is connected each other, and the traffic is maintained by the centralized computer, that is server. The third type of network is metropolitan area network. In metropolitan area network, different LANs can be combined with metropolitan area network. The range for metropolitan area is 100 km. It is capable to transmit both voice data as well as video data. The last type of network is wide area network. Wide area network is used to connect the different countries, continent, or we can say the entire world. Wide area network strictly follows the wireless technology. It uses a technology like 3G and 4G because it is spreaded among all the world, so definitely the speed of wide area network is slower than other type of network. Now networking devices. So networking device plays a vital role in order to perform the networking over the different devices. Some common networking devices are modem, hub, switch, router, bridge, gateway and repeater. So very first device is modem. Modem stand for modulator and demodulator. It comes with two varieties, internal modem and external modem. Internal modem are installed inside the motherboard, inside the CPU in the motherboard. External modem can be used externally. External modem comes with the facility of Wi-Fi facility, so we can use Wi-Fi facilities nowadays with modem. Modem normally converts the analog signal to digital signal and digital signal to analog signal. Suppose it transferred from telephone lines to our system, it converts the analog signal to digital signal. And suppose the signals are transmitted back to the telephone line, means from computer system to telephone cables, it converts the signal from digital to analog. So modem is very important device to use the internet. Next type of device is hub. Hub is used to connect the multiple computers. Hub can be divided as active hub and passive hub. Active hub comes with the facilities of repeater. It means suppose the signal is weakened due to the long distance, it can be amplified. Passive hub simply transmit the signal as it received from the source side. Now coming to switch. Switch is the next version of hub which can connect multiple computers. It also segment the different types of LAN. Switch has also the facilities of buffer. It means the data packet that is transferred from sender to receiver is kept in the buffer and it waits for the free link. If the free link is available, then these packets are transferred from source computer to destination computer, and link is again free for another transactions. Nowadays the D-Link switches are very famous and it comes with router functionality. It means they can capable to access the data over the internet in very fast. Coming to router, actually a router is a networking device which is used to connect multiple network without knowing or without caring about the protocol used. So router is very important as it connect multiple devices to access the internet, and router also maintain the router table which keep track the record of data to be transmitted from one computer to another computers. Different routers are available on the computer network to speedily transfer the data from source computer to destination computer, or client can easily send their request through router. Next type of device is bridge. Basically bridge is used to connect the similar type of networks in one go, and it can connect the devices with the same protocol. So different LAN can be connected each other with the help of bridge. When a data frame enters a bridge, it regenerates the signal and also check whether the destination computer is free to accept the data or not. Next is gateway. So gateway is used to connect the dissimilar network. It is just opposite of bridge. Bridge is used to connect the two same type of network like LAN with LAN, but here with the picture we can see LAN is connected with WAN using the gateway. So it is used to connect the dissimilar network. Gateway also having the mechanism to convert one protocol into another. Gateway can be comes with hardware or software form as and when we want it. So it is used to connect the multiple networks in one go. Repeater. Repeater is used to transmit the signal in long distance. Suppose the distance between two devices are too much, and we placed a repeater. So repeater simply amplify the signal and send the signal to the destination device with the same frequency as sender sends it. So this repeater is used to amplify the beacon signal. Now network topologies, as we know that it is the arrangement of computers. So we can perform the arrangement of computers in various way. So we can arrange the computers in a network and provide the facilities of network as per our need. So these are the topology. Star, bus, tree and mesh is the part of informatics practices syllabus, whereas star, bus and tree is the part of computer science syllabus. Here we are also including a ring and hybrid topology because for knowledge purpose. So let us start with star topology. Star topology based on the concept of central node. Central node connect all the computers together, and central node is the backbone for this topology. Central node can easily identify that which computer is connected and which computer is not connected. If any computer is having the fault, then central node can easily identify it and isolate it. It is very popular among all type of topology. Some drawback of this topology is that suppose we want to connect one computer which is very far from the central node. So in order to connect this node, the cabling cost will be increases, and due to the limited connectivity at central node, limited number of connection can be connected with it. So this is about the star topology. Next type of topology is bus topology, where all the computers are connected with a common cable that is known as bus, and different computers can connected with them. So these computers can share the information via a common cable. We can consider the common cable as the backbone of this network. Suppose this cable fails, then the network will not work. Very important about bus topology is that we can easily expand the number of connection here. Very easiest feature through which it is implemented, we can easily identify, isolate and also repair the damaged node. The problem with bus topology is that fault diagnosis is very difficult because we cannot easily identify that which which particular node is not working. We can also see, in order to travel the signal with long distance, repeater is required. So repeaters we need every time in bus topology, which can be considered as the disadvantage of this bus topology. Coming to tree topology, where server is established as root and different computers are established as branches. So different branches can be the part of root, and exactly we can see which computer is connected with which branch. It is scalable. Very easily we can find that which particular system having the problem or which computer is unable to send the data properly. Maintenance is difficult because if we span the topology, or if we span the number of computer, if we span the topology, we will have to realize the complexity of this tree, and every time we have to maintain the different type of issues with this topology. So root is again the backbone here, and suppose it is not working well, then the entire networks become fail. Mesh topology, where all the computers exactly connected with each other via a cable. Every node ensure that it is connected one to one with another computers available in the network. They can easily communicate with each other. Suppose one computer is unable to send the signal, then it can be easily recognized, isolate, or it can be repairable. We can easily add the new node here because it is very easy to connect one computer with other computers here. Some problem related with mesh topology is that cables are needed a lot because too much cable required, so cable requires every time. Due to too much cable, the cost will be higher than any other topology. Availability or too much cable also make the topology very complex. Next is ring topology, where one node is exactly connected with their two neighboring node, and all the nodes are connected with each other and form the ring. Suppose one computer is not working in this topology, we can say the entire network will not work. The next type of topology is hybrid topology, which uses star, bus, ring, or any other type to form the network. So different topology can be combined together in hybrid topology. There is no pre-specific structure here. We can combine so many topologies in a single path. Now, introduction to internet part. The full form of internet is international network. Basically, internet is the invention of US Department of Defense. In 1969, it developed one project, and the name of that project is Advanced Research Project Agency Network, ARPANET. In 1980s, NSF Net has started, and it has high capacity network which is strictly meant for academic and research purpose only. In 1990, internet is open for the entire world, and these two projects resulted to the internet. In 1992, Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web. So here is two common words, internet and World Wide Web, which is very similar. So let us try to differentiate both with some differences. Internet uses the TCP/IP protocol, whereas World Wide Web uses the formatted code written in HTML. In internet, massive number of computers are connected and transmitted their data, whereas World Wide Web can be considered as the services provided by the internet. Here we can say World Wide Web is the subunit of internet. If we differentiated through protocols, internet uses TCP/IP protocol, whereas World Wide Web uses the hypertext transfer protocol. Now URL. URL is the complete web address of any particular website. URL have two parts. First one is protocol and second one is domain name. So every time we will use the protocol in order to open any web pages. The protocol is HTTP, that is hypertext transfer protocol. After that we will write the address, that is for this case www.google.com, where www is the subdomain and Google is the main domain and top level domain is .com. So whenever we type this address on address bar of any internet browser, this URL is to be converted to their equivalent IP address. So converting the URL into equivalent IP address is known as domain name resolution. This domain name resolution is performed by one special server that is known as DNS server. So DNS server convert the URL into their equivalent IP address. So World Wide Web is the standard which is used to access the world of internet. World Wide Web have different attribute, like it is user friendly, it uses hypertext. Hypertext means text with some special effect. We can click on particular text and open the other web pages through hyperlink. The web pages are very interactive and user friendly. World Wide Web attributes also ensure that the information may be in the form of frame. Different frame can be used to make the web pages more interactive. Email is the facility which is used to perform the communication in the form of any multimedia content like audio, video, images, presentation, etc. Email works on the facilities of store and forward model. Using it, it can store, it can forward, and it can also archive the different content present on it. Now chat is the communication. This communication can be possible through audio, video, or in text form. Different devices can be used to perform the chat. Chat can be performed through so many websites, and nowadays smartphone also provide the facilities of chat. We can see so many social media apps through which we can perform the chatting. Chatting can be one to one and chatting can be many to many. So different person can engage to do the chatting. We see the advantages of internet if we use the facility of voice over internet protocol. VoIP is used to VoIP is used to provide the facilities of voice calling over the internet. So using internet we can perform the voice calling. So instead of telephone cable line, we can also use the internet to do the voice calling. So data through voice calling is sent digitally using the internet protocol, and instead of analog telephone lines we are using. So it allows the people to talk to another long distance and around the world without having to pay long distance or international phone charges. Website. So website is the organized content in the world wide web, where website belongs to the website can be belongs to the individual, group, business or organization, and website is publicly available to all the persons. Website domain name is very important. We know the different domain name like .com, .net, .org, .in, .au, like that. So website can be designed to satisfy the individual, group or business need of any particulars. So website is the repository of different web pages. So we can easily differentiate between website and web pages here. Web page is a single page, whereas website is the collection of many interrelated web pages. Web pages generally consist the details about one particular entity, whereas website contains the several entities pertaining to a particular organization. Address of the URL of a web page depends on the website, whereas URL of the website doesn't depend on a web page. In order to develop the web page, we need very small amount of time, whereas website requires much time to develop. Now coming to the type of website, static website and dynamic website. The static website is only meant for informative purpose. It means we can only access the content of static website, but dynamic website is user friendly. It can interact dynamically with the person who are using it. So let us see some more differences. The code which is used to create the static website is based on HTML, whereas the code developed for dynamic websites are generated in real time. In order to design the static website, we uses HTML, that is hypertext markup language, with cascading style sheet, whereas in dynamic website we have to code separately for client side and server side. So server side we have to use any script languages. The code in static websites or the content in static websites are unchanged, whereas dynamic website changes their content frequently as per the client request. A static website is easy to develop, whereas it is the complex mechanism to develop the dynamic website. Multiple user is not interacted or is not interacted generally with a static website, whereas multiple users are allowed to interact in dynamic website. Now coming to web server. Web server is the computer which store the content of website. Website generally accessible by the client side through web browser. Web browser send the request to the web server, and accordingly web server respond the request sent by the web browser and sent it through internet. So in order to perform the communication like request and response, hypertext transfer protocol is used. Hosting a website means creating a website, developing a website, and planning a website. So in order to host, we must have the plan about the technology that is to be used to develop the website. We must have some web space that is to be purchased to develop the website. We also plan to develop the different web pages to develop a one particular website. So the website planning can be related with FTP files upload, email accounts, website building tool, website, or the website may be related with database. So website hosting means organizing the website in efficient way. Coming to web browser is an application software, and this application software is used by the client to access the internet. Using internet, we can access the multimedia content, we can upload our document, and we can also download the document from the internet. Different web browser can be used to access the internet. Some famous web browsers are Google Chrome, Opera, Safari, Internet Explorer, and Mozilla Firefox. Now some web browser setting. Here we cannot specify the specific setting for different web browsers. So instead of that, we can discuss some common setting which is to be enabled for safe browsing. So in order to save our username and password, phishing options should be enabled so that our data cannot be stolen by someone else. Malicious software protection must be there, and this option must be on for web browser setting. In order to save our internet data which is consumed through pop-up windows, we can enable the pop-up blocking on. Suppose we don't want to store our username and password of any email or login credential, we can opt for don't sync email option. Our automatic detail updates about the web browser must be on always, because whatever the pages that is sent by the web browser creator, it will be automatically updated on system if we make this option turn on. After ending the session or after exploring the internet, always clear browsing the data. Our computer system or internet used by other family members also. So in order to provide the facilities of firewall and proper internet, we can configure the privacy setting here. Security setting is also there, and as per the web browser you can configure this setting. Coming to the cookies. Cookies is the smaller file created by any website. Generally it is considered as maintaining the state of a browser session. So generally, suppose we are performing any transaction using any web browser and accidentally web browser becomes closed, and suppose we reopen the web browser after few time, we will get the same information with some message, then reopen the previous session like that. we can recognize easily our previous work before close. So here is the cookies in background, which allows us to access the historical data that is closed recently. So two types of cookies are there: first party personal cookies and third party tracking cookies. First party personal cookies are created by the website that we are accessing, and this website used this cookies data temporarily. Third party tracking cookie is created by the different advertisement windows with the original website. So third party tracking cookies option must be disabled, whereas first party personal cookies option must be enabled in the browser setting. Now that's all for the computer network. Here is the assignment. I hope you will solve this assignment. This assignment is based on the questions which is normally asked in board examination. I also designed one online quiz for you. Please play it so that I can get the response from your side. And at the last, thank you.